Hello, good morning. This is Dr. Chudi Ufondu of Snowspirations, Global Health Solutions. Thank you so much and welcome to our Maternal and Child Health Weekend Open Clinic. So thank you so much. The topic for today is one of the most important topics for every woman out there who is currently pregnant or who is believing to become pregnant. Now, the topic is also relevant to everybody. So if you have given blood transfusion in the past, if you've donated blood or you received blood, we needed to know your blood group before you can receive or before you can give. Now, if you're pregnant or if you're planning to be pregnant, one of the important information we need from you is your blood group. And there's a difference between blood group and genotype. I'm going to talk about genotype at a later date, but today we're going to talk about blood grouping, rhesus factor, and pregnancy. So what's the connection between your blood group, your rhesus factor, and your pregnancy? Very, very important. Now, normally I would have spent 30 minutes in today's clinic, but I'm going to relax. I'm going to spend about 1 hour to make sure that we understand this. If you're currently pregnant and they haven't checked your blood group, please, after today's clinic, ring your doctor and make sure they check your blood group. You should know your blood group. You should know whether you're rhesus factor positive or rhesus factor negative. It's important. There are so many things you need to know about this. Now, please, when you come in this afternoon, tell us your location, tell us your name, and if possible, also tell us if you're pregnant. Now, remember that if you're pregnant in this group, you have a special privilege of joining other pregnant women in our ANC clinic. It's important you join. Pregnancy is a very delicate state. There are so many things that can happen within the 9 months before you have your baby. So I will strongly encourage you to register. When you are pregnant, you're supposed to check your urine for pregnancy hormone, the so-called beta-HCG. When you're done checking your urine, you are supposed to go for blood test. Your blood test is both a quantitative and qualitative test. Your blood test will track how frequent your beta-HCG is doubling. It's supposed to be doubling every 72 hours. Now, finally, when you are confirmed pregnant through the blood, we are supposed to see the evidence that the pregnancy is developing inside the womb. Unfortunately, some women will be pregnant, but the pregnancy will be developing outside the womb. Any pregnancy not developing inside the womb is called ectopic pregnancy. So this is something you need to know by your fingertips. But this afternoon, we're going to talk about blood grouping. We're going to look at the different types of blood grouping. We're going to look at the rhesus factor. We're going to try to link the relationship between your blood group, your rhesus factor, and pregnancy. What will happen to your baby if you are not compatible with your baby, especially the second pregnancy? So as soon as I have a good number, I'm going to start. Now you can participate on 3 different platforms. You can join our group, you can join our page, you can join through YouTube. My admin is going to post the link to join. This is one of the most important clinics. I love teaching this particular topic because it's going to help you a lot to prevent things that we can prevent. So if you're able to hear me clearly and see me clearly, give me a thumbs up before I start my presentation. Please, if you are pregnant, announce your pregnancy. Tell us if you're in your first trimester or second trimester or third trimester. Your trimester is very important. Pregnancy is divided into 3 different states. First 3 months, it's called first trimester. Second 3 months is called second trimester. Last 3 months is called last trimester. An average pregnancy is supposed to last up to 42 weeks. Once your baby gets to 42 weeks, we have to deliver your baby. No baby can thrive beyond 42 weeks. When you go beyond 42 weeks, it's called post-date. It's either we section you, we induce you, but by any means possible, we have to deliver you. So it's important you pay attention. The reason why I want to know if you're pregnant or not is to see if they have told you what you need to do, because it's important. So share this video with a pregnant woman. Share this video with people that will become mothers in 20. Even if you're not pregnant, even if you're not a woman, but you don't know your blood group, it's important you know and attend and acquaint yourself with your blood group. So I'm going to start now, okay? So sit back and listen to my presentation. Afterwards, I'm going to open the clinic. Then you can ask your questions. If you need anything, my admin is going to attend to you, and you will be sure you will be blessed. Remember to register for this month's masterclass. We will talk about ovulation and pregnancy. So I'm going to start my presentation now. Okay, so we're talking about blood grouping, rhesus factor, and pregnancy. Now, are you currently pregnant? Have you registered and have you commenced your ANC? ANC stands for antenatal care. It's strongly advised and recommended that all pregnant women must register for ANC. So do you know your blood group? Do you know your rhesus type? And what is your blood group rhesus factor? Why is it important in your pregnancy? These are the questions we're going to answer today. So prior to your pregnancy, you may have known your blood group, or you may not even know your blood group, or you might know your blood group, but you don't know the significance of your blood group to your pregnancy as of this moment. Some people might know their blood group previously because they've donated blood or they have received blood based on medical conditions you might have had in the past. But currently, you don't really know how to correlate your blood group and your pregnancy. Your blood group is one of the first routine tests we will conduct when we confirm you're pregnant. It's important you know your blood group when you are pregnant, because your blood group can impact not just you, but future pregnancies. So it's important you get understanding of your blood group before you even begin to plan for pregnancy. Very, very important. So what are your blood groups? Blood groups are the unique characteristic you have in your blood cells. So we distinctively have 4 different types of blood group. They are called the ABO blood grouping. So you can be blood group A, you can be blood group B, and you can be blood group AB or O. So you can't have 2 of them at the same time. You can only have one, and it doesn't change. What will determine your blood group are your 2 parents. So what your father and your mother will give you is what you will have. The letters signify your blood group or type. Each blood group has unique characteristics, which belongs to you alone. Now, I need you to pay attention to 2 words: antigens and antibodies. So on the surface of your red blood cells, we have different types of blood cells. We have the red blood cells, we have the white blood cells, then we have the platelets. But we are going to focus on red blood cells. So on the surface of your red blood cell, for any blood group, you carry what we call antigens. And you also produce what we call antibodies. So see antigen like things that are friendly, then see your antibodies like soldiers. So I normally think about antigens like heart. So there are type A hearts, there are type B hearts. You can only have 2 types of hearts. Now some people can have A heart, B heart at the same time. If they have that, they belong to AB blood group. If you have only A heart, you have A blood group. If you have only B heart, you have B blood group. If you are in O group, you do not have A, you do not have B. They only look and interact with each other when you are in the same group. So if you're in blood group A, Most people that are in blood group A will interact with you without having problems. So blood group A people like each other, just like you're wearing the same hat like I'm hearing. So when you see me out there, you will not attack me. But they also bully other people that don't have the same hat. That's where your antibodies will come in. So I'm going to take you gradually on steps you need to understand. So a woman has type A blood group when she carries type A antigen. So the cover in your red blood cell is what will determine your blood group. In the same vein, a woman has B blood group when the antigen, which is the heart, it's B. Now, when you have A antigen, you will build antibodies. So this woman will also have antibodies against type B blood cells. So let me repeat again. When you have A antigen, that means you are in blood group A. You will build soldiers called antibodies against B. The same thing happens to people in B group. So someone that has B blood group will build antibodies, soldiers against blood group A. So similarly, a lady whose blood group is B carries B antigens, B hearts on the red blood cells, but has anti-A antibodies, which will destroy any blood coming in from A person. Now, people that have AB blood group, they have both A and B hearts, and they have neither antibodies. So when you are in AB blood group, you don't have any soldiers because you have them. This group is the friendly group. They are all welcoming people. People with blood group O, you don't have any heart. You are bald, so you don't have A heart, you don't have B heart, and you will have both anti-A and anti-B antibodies. This is why it's important to know your blood group. If you are going to have blood transfusion, or if you are gonna give blood donation, certain blood groups interact with each other without concerns. However, if your blood group is not compatible, when you are trying to help someone, you can actually cause problems. Now, let's get down to blood group and rhesus factor. There are so many other antigens. That means so many other hearts, but we are going to focus on only the D heart. The D heart is what we call the rhesus factor. So along with the A heart or B heart, you also have a special type of protein we call the rhesus factor. So when you are A blood group, you can be A negative or A positive. When you are A negative, it means you are blood group A, but you are rhesus negative. When you are A positive, it means you are blood group A, but rhesus positive. For example, someone whose blood group was B and who also has rhesus factor will have B+. The same thing goes to someone that has A and rhesus factor, you will be what? A+. So you can have A+, AB+, and O+. Now you can also have A-, B-, AB-, or O-. When you have minus, it means you do not have rhesus factor. Again, whether your blood is positive or negative is actually not a concern until you get pregnant. So our major concern today is in women who will eventually become pregnant. Now, on its own, the rhesus factor doesn't cause any problems, but it becomes problematic based on the mother's blood group. So when a mother is rhesus negative, that means A negative, B negative, AB negative, O negative, and the baby she is carrying, it's positive. So the baby can be A positive, B positive, AB positive, O positive. There can be health factors, risk factors to the baby she's carrying, and more importantly, to the baby she will have in the future. So much like we thought of antigens like hearts earlier, When you think of rhesus factor like a jacket, when you have rhesus positive, it means you have a positive jacket. So when you are A positive, it means you have a positive jacket. When you don't have it, it means you don't have a jacket. So if you have rhesus negative blood and your partner has rhesus positive blood, I'm talking about women. Our major concern in pregnancy is when the woman is negative, not when the partner is positive, not when the partner is negative. The partner can be positive, it can be negative, we're not bothered. We are only bothered in pregnancy when the woman is what? Negative. And I'm going to tell you why. If the woman is negative, but the baby is positive, remember, when you don't have the heart, what do? You build soldiers. So if you are positive blood group and your baby is negative, absolutely no problem. So our major protective factor in pregnancy in women is when they are positive. The problem starts when you are negative, because if you have a negative blood group, BEA negative, B negative, AB negative, or O negative, and your baby is positive, that's where we'll begin to have problems. Why? Because in your pregnancy or during delivery, there is possibility that the blood of your baby and your blood will cross. I'm sure some of you don't know that the baby's blood, it's not the same with the mother's blood. They do not share their blood. The blood of the baby is different from the blood of the mom. But in course of delivery or in course of pregnancy, there might be mixture of blood. So if the mother's negative blood, which has soldiers, it's containing a baby that is positive, what will happen? That first baby will be spared. Subsequent pregnancies will be in danger. So in any case, if there is any risk during pregnancy and birth for the blood of the mother and the blood of the baby to mix, as mentioned, if you have a positive blood, you don't have problems. But if you have a negative blood, that's when we begin to worry. So if your blood is negative and it does not contain the protective jacket, when it encounters the positive blood for the baby, what will happen? You begin to build soldiers. So this can cause a concern for your baby in the future. Thankfully, the first baby will be spared. But subsequently, your body will start seeing your baby as an enemy, and you begin to attack your baby. If it's not controlled, you will unfortunately begin to lose your baby. Thank God for science and researchers. We have a solution. It's called Rogan. So there is an injection of serum which you can give to stop the mother from producing the soldiers, which we call antibodies, which can attack babies that are rhesus positive. This injection is called anti-D and contains anti-D gamma globulin. Don't worry about the medical terminology, but just know this. If you are pregnant today and they told you you have negative, whether A negative, whether B negative, whether AB negative, whether O negative, you must take your Rogan injection. The baby's blood type will not be confirmed until after delivery. In some situations, we can gain access into your womb and check the baby's blood group, but it's not commonly done. So it's until your baby is delivered that we can know the blood type. So we normally take precautionary measures by giving you what? The Rogan. Now, for a woman with negative blood group, whose bodies are at risk of producing the antibodies, which could affect the baby in the future, it's recommended you take the Rogan injection at 28 weeks and 34 weeks gestation to prevent what we call sensitization. Sensitization will happen when you have this exposure for the first time. Then subsequently in your pregnancies from the second pregnancy and up will be in danger. So once you are negative, it's imperative and it's important that when you go for your ANC, if you haven't had this discussion with your doctor, when you go for your ANC again, please do not leave that clinic without asking for your blood group, not just the ABO, but the rhesus factor. So following the birth of your baby, a sample will be collected from the umbilical cord to test the baby's blood group. We know that during birth, particularly during the placenta. When the placenta is trying to come out, there might be exchanges between the mother and the baby. So this is when we have the greatest likelihood of the baby's blood mixing with the mother. We want to prevent this. So for this reason, we want to have a blood test within 24 hours after delivery to check if there are mixtures between the baby and the mother. During this time, we can know exactly the baby's type of blood group and rhesus factor. If the baby is also blood group negative, we don't have any problems. We will not give the woman any further anti-D, because when we give that, it's not going to have any impact. But if your baby's blood is positive, you will require to take another final dose within 48 hours of birth, making it what? 3 doses. Remember, 28 weeks, 34 weeks, and 48 hours within delivery. Please, if your doctor is not discussing this, depending on where your doctor is practicing, when you go for your ANC, discuss with the doctor. This is the same for all negative types. So your baby can be, you can be A negative, B negative, AB negative, O negative, it doesn't matter. Once you have negative in your blood group, we need to be careful. There are other instances which is known as sensitization event. So if in the past you've had abortion, you've had miscarriage, or you have abdominal trauma, or you went for amniocentesis, it's possible that you've also been sensitized. So we will notify you in early pregnancy. If you are negative, then we begin to provide you with further information on when you need to take your Rogan. If you have been, or if you are pregnant already, and if you've had your anti-D injection in the past, we hope you will understand better the indication of these vaccines. So this, in a nutshell, it's what you need to know about rhesus factor and your blood group. Very important, straightforward discussion you have to have. Now, I know so many women are pregnant in this group. I know so many of you might not have even registered for ANC. I know this might be sounding like French, but guess what? You can protect your baby by simply following my instruction. You can protect your baby by simply going for our ANC. If you notice, I don't mince words. I don't show up here to tell you stories. I tell you what you need to know to protect yourself, to protect your baby. So if you are currently pregnant, I know you might not fancy our group. That's okay. But please go back to the neck of the womb. Make sure you register for your ANC on time. Ask your doctors questions. Doc, what's my blood group? When your doctor tells you you are blood group A, don't stop there. Ask, Doc, am I positive or negative for rhesus factor? If they tell you you are positive, go and throw a party. You don't have problems. But if they tell you you are negative, we want to know your partner's status. If your partner is also negative, relax. You guys are okay. But if your partner is positive, the possibility that your baby will be positive is high. And if you're negative, when you become pregnant for the first time, you can be sensitized. Your first baby might be okay. But subsequent babies, if you don't take the Rogan, you can put your baby in danger, including death. And this is preventable. So you must be wise. If there is any topic to be conversant with in this group, it's this topic. Okay, so I'm going to open the clinic now so you can have an opportunity to interact with me and ask your questions. Remember, if you're in YouTube, you can participate, you can comment, you can ask your questions, and I'm going to attend to you. So my timeline, my page, our group, and YouTube, we are planning to set up in Instagram. But right now, YouTube, page, group, timeline. So 4 different platforms. So now the clinic is open. You have an opportunity to ask your questions in real time. So the clinic is open. First of all, I have about 36 people in attendance. Very unusual because it's not multiple pregnancy, but that's okay. Now, if you can do me a little favor, type your blood group. If you know your blood group, type your blood group in the comment section. Just type A+, B+, AB+, O+, or A negative, B negative, AB negative, or O negative. That's all I need. Everybody in attendance, including my admin, please, I just want to use this as an educational platform. Please share your blood group so I can look at it and tell you if you're okay, especially if you are planning to become pregnant or if you are currently pregnant. If you don't know, when you wake up tomorrow, you call your doctor and you go and know your status. So all the women sharing O+, A+, B+, AB+, you don't have any problems. When I see your own coming negative, that's when I begin to worry. If someone who had stillbirth last year ending and she's yet to get pregnant, what could be the issue? So the fact you've been pregnant in the past, but currently you're not able to become pregnant, you have secondary infertility. Now, depending on your age, if you're 35 years and above and you've done this for 6 months, then you need to escalate. You need to see a fertility specialist. We need to investigate to see what the problem is. If you're below 35 and it's 12 months, then you need to also see a fertility specialist. There are so many things that can lead to inability for you to become pregnant again. So I can't tell you if I don't know your history, if I don't examine you, if I don't send you to the lab. So you need a fertility specialist. This is August. Don't tell me you're waiting for God to come down because today is Sunday. If you don't do the work, don't wait for any harvest. If you want to be a mother, do what mothers will do. Go and do the right things. Pray, play, practice. Pray, play, practice. Seek help early, okay? So please share your blood group and tell me if it's positive and tell me if it's negative. So I will tell you exactly what you need to know. But just keep asking your questions, okay? Doc, you only know your genotype. We're not talking about genotype today. Genotype, it's different from what we're talking about today. I'm going to get another date and we'll talk about genotype. We are talking about blood group. We have ABO blood group and rhesus positive. So your blood group can be A+, B+, AB+, O+, or A negative, B negative, AB negative, or O negative. This is the standard blood group. We are not talking about genotype. So don't mix it up. Okay? So long as you are pregnant right now and you have O+, AB+, A+, B+, go and throw your baby shower party. You are completely okay. We are only worried about the women that have negative. So keep asking your questions. So the lady that shared O negative, it means you do not have both antigens, but you have the antibodies. So you are negative. So my sister, you cannot be O negative. You cannot be O negative positive. No, it doesn't make sense. You can either be O negative or positive. So what you typed is actually not correct. So it's either you're O negative or O positive. You cannot be O negative positive. It doesn't make sense. It will cancel out each other. Okay, and your blood group and your genotype cannot change. Once it's confirmed you have it correctly, that's what you will have. It doesn't change. The only time it can change is if they made a mistake. Prior to coming to America, when they checked my genotype, they told me that I'm AS, but it was not true. When I came to America, when I had a need to give my daughter blood, they discovered I'm AC. So I have to tell my mother and my siblings to go and check their own, and lo and behold, we are all AC in my family, meaning that my dad is AA. So your blood group and your genotype is constant. It doesn't change. Keep asking your questions. Do we have branch in Port Harcourt? So what we do is completely virtual. But I have providers in Nigeria, which I can refer you to. They are few, but they are certified. They are trusted. They are experienced. They have evidence. They are factual. I don't believe in quantity. I believe in quality. So when I'm referring you to a provider I can talk to. Unfortunately, if you're in Nigeria by now, you should be worried. Doctors are on strike. Registrars are on strike. I think coming up week, consultants will also be on strike. Now, if you are a pregnant woman and you registered for your ANC in a government hospital and they are on strike, I do not want to hear stories that touch the heart. Transition to the private clinic of that doctor immediately. You cannot afford to give any excuse. Nobody will save you. Not the president that went to UK and people that are just after themselves. Nobody can save you and your family. Doctors are living. So be wise. Invest in your pregnancy. I don't want to hear any story. So the strike is already bad, but we cannot afford to lose any of our babies. So be wise. There are certain things you should know. In your pregnancy, when you are bleeding, when you have pain, when water is coming out of your vagina, they are danger signs. I don't care if it's 12 a.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m., you must go to the hospital. A good hospital. You cannot afford to allow anything happen to your baby. Okay? So if you need help, it's not a quick fix. Follow due process. What's the due process? You subscribe. We are a lot of people, so I cannot help everybody. I can only help people that indicate they need help. So if you need help, follow my admin, subscribe. You can come in for 1 week. You can come in for 1 month. You can come in for 3 months, or you can come in for 6 months. If you are already pregnant, you can go to our ANC lounge. Our ANC lounge is a place that all pregnant women will converge. Whether you're in first trimester, whether you're in second trimester or third trimester, it doesn't matter. You have opportunity to interface with the doctors every single day. Our mission is to work with you until you deliver your baby. We don't just want you to become pregnant. Becoming pregnant is just one part of the equation. I want you to become pregnant and have your baby in your hands and have your baby in your breast. That's where your baby belongs to. So don't be smart. And because of your carelessness, when it's late, you begin to plead the blood of Jesus. Jesus is giving you an opportunity now to safeguard your baby. So insure your baby. Go and register for ANC. If you are not okay with our services, that's okay. But go to your location and do the same. We don't beg anybody for any services. But it's something that will benefit you and your baby. Because when you know, you do better. But when you don't know, you will cry about it. No matter the volume of tears you cry, your baby cannot come back. Okay, so be wise. In Nigeria right now, if you registered in the government hospital, begin to transition to private hospital. If it's expensive, go and borrow money. If you have to sell your car to safeguard your family, do it. Do it. If you have to sell your house, sell your house. If you have to wear only one clothes to become a mother, do it. You don't gain anything living in big houses, driving big cars, having money in the bank. Then your baby died and you begin to cry. Or you go to church and you dump all your money to pastors that are interested in using it to go and enrich themselves. You should be wise. You need money. Money is important. Anybody telling you that money is the root of all evil is deceiving you. If you are planning to start your family, it's expensive. Starting family is expensive. Treating infertility is expensive. It's not cheap. Going for ANC is expensive. You cannot afford to lose your baby. That's the summary of what I'm telling you today. So admin share all the locations where we have our providers. We are in Owerri, we're in Port Harcourt, we're in Awka, we're in Enugu, we're in Lagos, we're in Abuja, we're in Jos, we're in Kano, we are in Kogi and Benue State to an extent, and Kano. So if the place where we are, it's closer to your location, you go. People go from America, people go from UK, people go from Canada, Australia to Nigeria, and they get their results and they come back. So it doesn't matter where you go. The most important thing is the quality of the place you're going. Okay? So please, if you have any other question, please ask. If not, I'm going to close the clinic. So if you have any question related to your blood group, your rhesus factor, if you don't know your own, ring your doctor and make sure they know, especially to pregnant women. But if you have any other question, the clinic is open. We have a full house. Dr. Ndiche is also in the clinic, and she will help to provide you feedbacks. Now, remember the motto of the group. We pray a lot. Since morning, I've been praying. I've been playing my favorite music. I've been giving everything to God. I've been thanking God for keeping me alive. I've been thanking God for the opportunity to talk to you guys. I've been thanking God for giving me a sound mind. So we pray a lot. When we are done praying, we play 48-hourly. We love our love making. So keep on making love. Then we are done with love making. We practice. We eat good food. We exercise. We drink water. We don't drink alcohol. We watch our body weight. We sleep. We avoid stress. We stay in the right group. We register for events. We subscribe. We register for boot camp. Now, some women are not ovulating. Some women do not know if they are ovulating. I recently got a question that actually made me feel sad. A 49-year-old lady who her last menstrual period was in 2019. She is still going from one prayer house to the other. She is still believing she will become a mother. The last menstrual period is in 2019. 49. My sister, you have gone into menopause. And your husband is having erectile dysfunction. That's double impact. When you haven't seen your period for 12 consecutive months, you have gone into menopause until proven otherwise. When you go into menopause, you no longer have eggs. You can still become a mother by using donor eggs. But when you go into menopause, naturally, you have gone into retirement. This is science. This is not tales by moonlight. This is what you need to know. So for every woman that attends our clinic, once you cross over to 36, you are a different kind of beast because you have graduated into advanced in maternal age. You are now a senior citizen. When you become pregnant, we are not going to treat you like other women below 35. You are a precious lady. Your baby is precious. We take different care of you because at advanced maternal age, you have problems. I know you've gone to church today. You've prayed to God. You've casted, you've binded. You believe that what God cannot do does not exist. I believe that. I'm a God follower, but I'm also practical. So when you have prayed to God, mind the kind of prayers you're praying. Some women will go out there and bind and cast IVF and IUI and surrogacy and adoption. Meanwhile, that's your only chance to become a mother. Imagine this lady at 49. What does she need to do? Go and adopt and see if you can go for your own, trial with donor egg. This is the only way you can become pregnant. There is no magic. The same thing is applicable to men. If you do not have sperm, what do? You don't have sperm. You can't give what you don't have. So what do? You come down from your high place. The problem is pride. So many men are watching soccer. So many men are even calling my bluff. Who is this guy? What does he know? You will not understand until 10 years from now, you look for your babies and you don't have a baby and it's all over. Refuse to be the person that will stop your family lineage. I'm keeping it real. Some of your partners are the reason why you don't have a baby today. Go and call a family meeting. You cannot be 49 and you're telling me what God cannot do does not exist. Meanwhile, you haven't bled since the last 12 months. You are simply deceiving yourself. Some of us are complacent. Some of us are procrastinating. Some of us are comfortable in our infertility. You cannot afford to be comfortable in your infertility because comfort zone sucks. And it's not about money. Some people will be like, how much? How this? How that? When you begin to put money first, you begin to have problems. You have to understand the value you are getting. If you are subscribing, if you are following me, the advice I will give you, can it change your life? He has done that for so many women. Thousands of women who never knew they will become mothers and mothers today. This morning, you read a testimony from Zimbabwe. All the way from Zimbabwe. I don't even know her from Adam. Majority of people that got their results from me, I don't know them. I don't need to know you to help you. This is my mission. So the lady in Zimbabwe, against all odds, even when the baby came early, Mercy said no. She's a mother today of Caleb in Zimbabwe. But some of us have this very close to us. Some of us follow me every day. And you're a Nigerian, and you're not making good use of your opportunity. But people outside Nigeria are making good use of opportunity. Make hay while the sun is still up. Okay, so guys, keep asking your questions. In the absence of any other further question, I'm going to close the clinic. So admin, please quickly check around. If I have any other outstanding question, please bring it to my view. If not, I'm going to take my leave. Comfort zone sucks. Admin, capture this for me. Comfort zone sucks. In comfort zone, there is no growth. Some people might think moving is progress. Movement is not progress. If you are moving back and forth like a pendulum, you haven't made any progress. If you have been following me since 2015, and you don't have a baby today, something is wrong. Why? There are so many ways you can have a baby. You can go for natural, you can go for IUI, you can go for IVF, you can go for surrogacy, you can adopt, you can go for donor. So if you haven't applied all this and every day you show up and you're complaining, my sister and my brother, you better go back and fix your house. The opposite of not getting a baby is getting a baby, especially for the women. You don't have the liberty of time. Okay? So if you have questions, please ask before I close the clinic. Remember to register for the Ovulation Bootcamp. Ovulation Bootcamp is going to enrich you. You're going to know better. You're going to see what you need to focus on. Unfortunately, some women are focusing on bleeding. Doc, I haven't bled. I'm not bleeding. It's not coming. It's going. It's running. Guess what? Sometimes you might be bleeding. You're not ovulating. Sometimes you're not bleeding, but you're ovulating. So stop focusing on the evidence. What is faith? Faith is the substance of the babies you will suckle in your breast in 2022. The evidence that you will not be sleeping in the night because the babies are keeping you up. The evidence that you go for baby dedication. This is called faith. And this is your portion. But I need you to own your own story. I need you to quit your denial. I need you to face your reality. So many women are good mothers. But when you blink, it's all over. Some of you could have become grandmothers. Admin, capture this for me. Some of you could have become grandmothers today. You would have had your babies 20 years ago. You would have had your babies 30 years ago. But by the time you wake up and you're ready to go for IVF, you no longer have eggs. Don't let that be you. Make hay while the sun is still up. In my place, they said, if you are looking for a black goat, start in the morning when you still have day. Continue in the afternoon. When it's evening, be careful, because when it gets dark, you cannot differentiate a black goat from darkness. If you're wise, you can pick my adage. Okay? Doc, please, at what weeks of pregnancy does nasal bone develop fully? Now, I'm not going to bother you with the semantics and the medical terminologies, but here's the deal. When you get to the first 3 months, virtually all the important structures in the baby, in the brain, the spinal cord, and the important structures are fully developed at that stage. Then as you are moving from first trimester to second trimester to third trimester, they will start evolving. Now, specifically in your pregnancy, there are key weeks we need to look out for a couple of things. From 18 weeks up to 20 weeks, you are supposed to go for what we call Anomaly Scan. Anomaly Scan is the scan that will detect if there is any problem in any structure in the baby. When you go for Anomaly Scan, the sonographer will check the heart, will check the lungs, will check the kidneys, will, in course of doing that, check the groin to know if the baby is a baby boy or a baby girl. So your Anomaly Scan is the tiebreaker. Once you get to 18 to 20 weeks, when you pass your Anomaly Scan, it's straight to counting down to 34 weeks. When you get to 34 weeks, there's an important thing that happens in the body of a baby, maturation of the lungs. Most babies' lungs will have matured at 34 weeks. From 34, you start counting down to 37. Once your baby gets to 37, your baby is considered 10. What is the implication of getting to 37? By the time you get to 37, if your baby decides to come at 38 or even at 37, the possibility your baby is going to survive outside your body is very high. Why? Because your baby's lung has been fully equipped. But any baby that was born before 37 weeks, like my daughter Zara, which was born at 26 weeks, is preterm baby. So babies that are born before 37 weeks will have a couple of medical issues. We have to be on the lookout for them. But it doesn't matter when your baby comes. What matters is what we do. So all the babies that will come before 37 weeks, we'll keep them in a special place in the hospital called neonatal intensive care unit and make sure the babies are good. So the lady asking me about the specific time for facial development, just count down to the 18 to 20 weeks for Anomaly Scan. If they have any concerns, they will tell you. Okay? Let's focus on important things. At what weeks can you know the sex of the baby about the same time you go for the anomaly scan? So from 18 weeks to 20 weeks. Now, it's not a must. There are some babies that will refuse to give you any evidence. They will close their tie. You will not know. We've had cases of people that were just speculating. Oh, you're going to have a girl. You go and buy purple all over the place. Then you give birth to a baby boy. You begin to hate on the baby boy. There are some people they told, oh, you're going to have a baby boy. We actually have one silly idiot that abandoned the wife and the baby in the hospital because they told him you're going to have a boy, and lo and behold, the woman had a baby girl. There is no difference between a baby girl and a baby boy. So understand that today. But if you want to know, when you go for your anomaly scan, they will tell you. Okay? Very important. All right. So do you still have questions? If you don't have any other question, I'm going to close the clinic. Remember to know your blood group. Your blood group is very important, especially for women that are currently pregnant or women that are intending to become pregnant. Share this video with anybody probably that still needs to know their blood group. Very important. If you don't know your own, ring your doctor, go to a very good lab. Once they tell you what you are is what you will be. Now, when you're contracting your relationship, begin to talk about all these important things. Besides the blood group, talk about your genotype. The implications of having incompatible genotype is more grievous and more deadly than the blood group. The blood group, you can see, we can give you organ, we can take care of it. But when you are AS and your partner is AS, and you guys are madly in love and stupidly continue, guess what's going to happen? That your S can combine with the other S, and you can bring forth a sickle cell child, which we can prevent. You cannot do this to yourself. So it's important you ask the pertinent questions on time. Okay? How can you contact me? My sister, you subscribe. Okay? All right. Admin, if you give me a go, I'm going to go. But please, do the right things. Tomorrow is Monday. We'll continue our conversation. Remember, every Monday is Believing for Baby, Pray, Play, Practice, Open Clinic. On Tuesday, you join Dr. Ndiche. On Wednesday, you join me. On Thursday, you join Dr. Ndiche. On Friday, you join me. On Saturday, you join me. On Sunday, you join me. Okay? Why will a woman not ovulate at 30? Please register for the Ovulation Bootcamp. If you are not ovulating at 30, if it's confirmed, then you've gone into primary ovarian failure. So register for the event and you can know better. Okay? Admin, please give me a go ahead so I can go. If we've attended to everybody, just give me a go ahead so I can exit. Okay? If not, if you still have questions, please ask your questions now. Subscribe to the YouTube. Someone is asking about our YouTube. So please share the links for YouTube. When you get to YouTube, subscribe. Click on the notification because I come live every day. So you don't have anything to lose, okay? Okay, if you're ready for IVF, then you step up. It's not just to say I'm ready. Then you're planning. Some people will plan for the rest of the year before you know it is late. So follow up with action. The difference between people that will become mothers and the people that will still be in Believing for Baby category is action. The difference between the babies you are liking in Facebook, the testimonies you're giving love, the testimonies you're claiming is my portion, is this. I want to claim with you. But the difference is action. If you are not making love with your partner, you better go home and continue making love. If you are not exercising, you better go home and exercise. If you haven't seen a fertility specialist, you better go home now. Some of you just got married a few weeks ago and you have started running up and down. I'm not pregnant, I'm not pregnant. Meanwhile, you haven't even checked your partner. You're complaining up and down. Pregnancy doesn't like chaos. The body of a woman is very, very, very cunning. When you're stressing, you might not be ovulating. Do you understand? When you are stressing for nothing, when you stay up late night, when you're eating the whole food in the fridge, when you're eating cake and your ice cream and you're not sleeping, guess what? Your hormones will not work. Your estrogen will stop working. Your progesterone will stop working. The hormone that will release your egg, they will refuse. They will go on strike. So when you sleep, they work better. When you drink water, they work better. Your body is not a magician. What you give your body will feed you. The same thing is applicable to men. There are so many of you haven't slept. You're looking for money. You're keeping late night. You're not making love to your partner. You're eating all the nonsense food. You're drinking, you're smoking, you're going to club. You're further causing your problem. And you no longer have sperm. And they begin to pop you with all those multivitamins, taking the little money you have. Your multivitamin is not going to cure your low sperm count. Do you understand? But when you begin to live right, you can cure your low sperm count. If you stop your alcohol, if you drink your water, if you exercise, if you watch your body weight, if you sleep, your sperm count can bounce back. But taking Manix for 10 years is not going to help you. The earlier you understand this, the better. Okay? All right. If you need to talk to me, subscribe. And God bless you for coming. At this stage, I'm going to take my leave. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for coming. Bye-bye for now.